Bedford police say they've solved a 35-year-old cold case murder.
Huge breakthrough in a murder mystery on Staten Island gone cold more than 3 decades ago.
After more than 35 years, Bedford police say they now know who murdered Janet Elaine Love.
Solving the mystery, the thrilling investigation that finally cracked the Janet Love case, 1986. As we dive deeper into the details of the murder of Janet Love, we can't help but feel a growing sense of unease. The circumstances surrounding her death are shrouded in mystery, and every new piece of information seems to raise more questions than answers. The mystery surrounding the brutal murder of Janet Love in 1986 has haunted investigators and her family for over 3 decades, but now the case has finally been solved in a stunning breakthrough. This is the story of how a dedicated team of detectives cracked the oldest cold case in history using the latest forensic technology and old-fashioned detective work. In this video, we'll delve into the details of the investigation, hear from the investigators themselves, and uncover the shocking truth about what happened to Janet Love. As we piece together the evidence, we can't help but wonder if there is more to the story than meets the eye. Was Janet's murder a crime of passion, or was it a calculated act of violence by someone with a hidden motive? What happened to Janet on that fateful day? Who was responsible for her untimely demise? These are the questions that haunt us as we explore this tragic case. As we progress in this investigation, we ask that you join us in our search for justice. The road ahead may be extended and perilous, but with your help, we can find the answers we seek. In the spring of 1986, Janet Elaine Love was raped and killed at her apartment in North Texas. Police claim to have positively identified her now-deceased killer after more than 35 years, thanks to DNA evidence. Though police knew the person who committed the crime from recent DNA technology, it was Janet Love's neighbor, but they didn't learn till after he passed away. After Love, a Delta Airlines ticket agent, missed work, 2 of her coworkers came to her residence. Love had been shot and killed after being the victim of a sexual assault, according to the police. Before authorities were able to eventually match DNA from the crime site to identify her killer, the investigation went through 15 different detectives. According to Bedford police, genetic evidence from the 1986 crime scene proves Ray Anthony Chapa, who is now deceased, killed Love. While none of it will bring her back, Roberts said there was a feeling of justice. Now, detectives fear the man who murdered Janet Love, 32, in Bedford near Dallas on April 24, 1986, may have killed more. For 35 years, the killer who murdered a Texas airline clerk wandered free. Unfortunately, he will never see justice on terra firma. He died in January at 53 years old of what cops called a terminal illness. 32-year-old Love, a native of Louisiana, had relocated to Bedford in 1985 to work as a ticket agent for Delta Airlines at DFW Airport. She worked a shift from 3 p.m. to midnight. Love also lived alone, but according to Roberts, her relatives never expressed concern for the fiercely independent family member. According to Roberts, they knew she was sensible enough to take safeguards and exercise the utmost care and safety. On April 24, 1986, co-workers found Love's body inside her L. Don Dotson Drive apartment. She had been shot dead after being raped. According to Bedford Police Sergeant Brett Bowen, looked at a lot of serial criminals throughout the years to try to match someone up to this, so the journey has been extended. Love also lived alone, but according to Roberts, her relatives never expressed concern for the fiercely independent family member. Ray Anthony Chapa is accused of breaking into Love's house, assaulting her sexually, and killing her. He spent many years in the little mid-cities town, a crucial component of the Hearst-Euless-Bedford suburban area, a part of the larger, expansive Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, and less than a mile from Love's apartment complex. Love, a native of Louisiana, relocated to Bedford in 1985 to work as a ticket agent for Delta Airlines at the neighboring DFW Airport, which is located in sections of 4 distinct mid-cities, but is genuinely located in neither Dallas nor Fort Worth. Her remains were discovered on April 24, 1986. To match someone up to this, we looked at other serial criminals throughout the years, Bedford Police Sergeant Brett Bowen told the site on Monday, so the journey has been extended. The FBI's combined DNA index system has been making regular appearances in recent months concerning cold cases that have reportedly been solved. According to local CBS affiliate KTVT, that profile was utilized with a genealogist's assistance and public information to help detectives piece together the suspect's family tree. By the utilization of a federal funding program from the U.S. Department of Justice, that focuses on identifying those responsible for sexual assault cases, the BPD was ultimately able to identify the killer. The University of North Texas and Denton County received DNA from the Love case. The Center for Human Identification at the university eventually created a profile identifying Chapa as the murderer. Rebecca Roberts, Love's younger sister, told KDFW that it's probably best that he's not still alive and that her family won't have to experience a trial and the emotional roller coaster that would accompany it. Although none of it will bring her back, there is a feeling of justice. The police believe they can link Chapa to other crimes because they know he also lived in Illinois and Montana. In 2020, a Texas Department of Public Safety grant called the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative Program would further fund DNA testing. The culprit's name was found using those documents and the assistance of a genealogist. The Bedford Police Department named Ray Anthony Chapa as the murderer of Love in September. According to the police, Chapa resided less than a mile distance the apartment building. The investigation was unsuccessful due to a lack of evidence, yet Bedford detectives were able to use cutting-edge DNA testing on sexual assault cases in 2020 because of DOJ funding. The UNT Center for Human Identification received DNA from the Love case. According to Bowen, they conducted forensic genealogy and advanced testing before coming up with a name for us. Ray Anthony Chapa, who had just turned 19 years old in 1986, went by that name, according to Sergeant Bowen. Chapa worked a variety of odd jobs over the years and had a criminal record that included narcotics possession and theft. Back then, he was within a few hundred feet from Love's flat. 9 months before authorities would identify Chapa as the murderer, he passed away at 53 in January 2021 from a terminal illness. It's probably best that he is dead so that our family won't have to experience the trial and all the ups and downs of emotions that would accompany it, said Roberts. Roberts claims her current attention is on cherishing recollections of her humorous and vibrant older sister. I appreciate the investigators' diligence in helping us provide Janet's family with closure, Williams threw in. For this day, they had to wait 35 years. Police insisted that even though the case lingered unsolved for a while, they kept up their best efforts. The hunt never ended, Bowen continued. We needed science and technology to catch up to put the last pieces together. It wasn't unsolvable for want of trying. Thank you for joining me today as we discuss the tragic case of Janet Love. This case has gripped the nation with its chilling details, and we have attempted to shed some light on what happened to this young woman. Janet's murder was a heinous act, and it is essential to remember that she was not just a victim of a crime, but a daughter, sister, and friend to those who knew and loved her. We must honor her memory by seeking justice for her and holding those responsible accountable for their actions. As we discussed earlier, there are still many unanswered questions surrounding Janet's case, and we must continue to seek answers. Please stay informed on this case and any new developments that may arise. Furthermore, I urge anyone with information about the murder of Janet Love to come forward and share what they know. The smallest detail could be the key to solving this case and bringing closure to her loved ones. In conclusion, thank you for joining me today to discuss this critical and heartbreaking case. I hope that this video has shed some light on the circumstances surrounding Janet's murder and that it has encouraged you to stay informed and engaged in seeking justice for her. Remember, we are all responsible for speaking out against violence and standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Let us continue to honor the memory of Janet Love and all victims of violent crimes by working towards a more just and peaceful society. Thank you, and please remember to like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.